Hey folks, Alex McMahon here of Evolved Nutritional Therapy. Today we're going to be continuing on in our video series on common nutrition myths. Today is going to be myth number 8, and that is that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. The big thing is, breakfast is literally breaking the fast. It's breaking the fast from when you've been asleep overnight for about 8 to 9 hours to when you get up and eat your first meal. So technically, it doesn't really matter whether your first meal is at 7 a.m. or at 1 p.m., you're technically still breaking the fast. So we need to get away from the idea that breakfast has to take place within a certain time frame. Commonly, we're also going to hear a lot of different things about the magic benefits of breakfast. People say if you eat breakfast, it kickstarts your metabolism. And that's going to be true because of the thermic effect of food, which is the amount of calories that your body has to allocate to digesting and breaking down foods. However, the big thing that we need to keep in mind here is that you're eating a meal. So the amount of calories that you're eating are totally going to offset the amount of calories that you've burned by eating. Another common thing that people like to say is if you don't eat breakfast, it's going to slow down your metabolism. They've actually done studies on people's basal metabolic rate, which accounts for about 60 to 70% of our total caloric expenditure throughout the day and is known as our bed rest calories. It's the amount of calories our body requires to maintain basic physiological function. Now, they compared people who ate breakfast to people who did not eat breakfast. The results that they were the exact same. It didn't lower anybody's basal metabolic rate whether they chose to eat breakfast or whether they chose to skip it. So that right there is also false. Another thing, and last point for this video, is that there was a study done a while ago that showed that breakfast eaters were more healthy overall. The biggest thing that they negated to take into account here, though, was the overall lifestyle factors of the people who didn't eat breakfast. In the same study, they showed that the same people who chose to skip breakfast also were more sedentary, more of them were smokers, they were less health conscious overall, and they made other poor dietary decisions throughout the day. So by looking at that, we can see that the people who chose not to eat breakfast were less healthy overall, and the people who chose to eat breakfast overall were healthier in general. Now, it didn't come down to just breakfast, it came down to their overall dietary decisions and whether they chose that overall healthy lifestyle or not one specific meal. So, in closing, what we need to keep in mind here is, if you enjoy breakfast, go ahead and eat it. If you don't enjoy breakfast and you want to get up and hit the road running, go ahead and skip breakfast. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in video 9.